So, more contract for the youth academy side. Hello and welcome to the video. You can like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I much appreciate it. Liking up the algorithm, sharing, get in front of people's faces, and subscribing. Let me know you like the channel. Hit that notification bell to let you know when video go live. So Jack Hall, the goalkeeper that is currently with our under 21s, I believe, under 18s even. No, under 21s, I was right. Has got a new contract, and it's looking like the keeper is looking like he's going to stay at Wednesday till after the 23-24 campaign. And if that's the case, that's fantastic, because we need to start seeing more of our keepers, in a sense, look and do well. We need to try and find a way that we don't have the situation that we had with Joe Wildsmith and Cam Dawson. And here's the thing, considering we've only got Pierce Charles, technically, who currently the only contracted keeper for next season, it's kind of helpful for this. I think we need to start looking at probably integrating the youth in terms of keepers a lot more, because keepers is the one position where it's difficult if you're a youth keeper, because if you've got a number one and he's your established number one, you will struggle to get in, take him away from that place. We had it when we came up that Cam managed to out Stockdale, and keepers are weird. They've got a really weird group in terms of how they look after one another, and there's no hard feelings if one can't get into it. They just push each other even further. And we know keeper is the one position that we will probably be looking at again. And yesterday when we spoke about the contract stuff, I have a funny feeling one of the ones who wants further information or further talk could be Cam, because I think he'll want to know if he's going to play or not. And that's the thing. We've had it the last couple of seasons where we looked at keepers all the time, and we thought when we had Westwood, right, we're set for a while. We didn't really start looking, because we thought Cam or Joe were going to step up to the mark and do it from the who've been from our academy and onwards. Like Joe Wildsmith had just left Derby. They've released him, and I've seen some people say, "Do we go back in for him?" And my answer is like, no. I think if we're either going to go for Beadle, then great. You go for Beadle, it's a loan. Yeah, not a fan of it. But then you go from there, because we need to start making sure we can throw keepers in. Like, even if it's the odd couple of cup games, play them and see what they're like, see how they get on. Or even let them go have a loan spell away from the club. Go to League One, go to League Two. Go play some minutes, because there's no point you being stuck in our under 21s if you're good. And I think you've got a situation where I think the keepers, when it comes to pre-season, will be heavily tested and checked on who want to play where, who we might want to bring in. We've already seen that Pierce Charles and Bailey Canamarchi can push into the first team a little bit when needed. You look at the situation with Jack Hall. Jack Hall's another one who could quite easily get into our first team if he pushes Cam, Charles, or whoever comes in. Quite easily could do it. And the thing is, he's only 19. So you've got Pierce Charles. I think Charles is 19 or 18. You've got two young keepers who we're probably going to have the same situation we did with Dawson and Wildsmith, because it felt like we were always having this thing, who's the better keeper, who's going to step up. So I'd like to see what happened with it, but it looks like he's going to sign a new deal at the club, which is something that's good. You want to see that happen. And he's had spent time training with the first team before as well. So you look forward to seeing him sign a new deal. Hall hasn't made his 13 debut yet. He was on the bench for the FA Cup game against Coventry in January and February, though. And the thing is, at this point, it remains to see what the plans is for the keeper once he does put pen to paper on a new deal at S6. However, it may be that he looked to get himself out on loan in order to start picking up some regular minutes in senior football after impressing in both the under-18s and under-21s. And that's the thing. I think there's a lot of youngsters in our academy that we need to start thinking about loans. Get some loans out, get on playing minutes, get on playing 13 football. Like, I'm unsure about what you do with Bailey Cadamartri. The part of me that says that you go and loan him. You go loan him, go see how he does. Maybe you do it just for half the season, first half of the season, and then you recall him in January if you start doing really well. But I also see Bailey being quite a big part of the squad as well. So our academy side, it's going to be very interesting to see what we do and who can make the step up to come into first team. But goalkeeping wise, we are looking like we're very set with who we got in net in terms of the academy with Charles and Hall, and it'll be interesting to see where we go from there. But I, for one, think it's good to see us have options there. Like I said, I do believe we're going to go into the situation like we did with Wildsmith and Cam Dawson, where it was constantly who's the better one. They're both going to do similar things. But I think loans for either or should be looked at because they need 13 football 100%. If they don't get 13 football, we're going to really struggle to see them develop and carry on. And I've always said I miss the old reserve game situation where it was reserve teams versus reserve teams. So you would have a mix of 13 squad guys with under 21s in there as well. I thought it was a better level of getting players back up to scratch or learning how to play against people who are a lot older than you, then keep going up against your own age group each time. I always thought that worked better than the under 18s, under 21s system. But again, I'm old school in that. I always thought that was better, but I don't think that's ever coming back. I think we're stuck in this under 21s, under 18 situation for the time being. But yeah, keeper, it looks like we're going to be sorted with two very good young keepers in the academy. Maybe one of them can push either Cam up if he stays. That's a big if. He may not stay. So at the moment, Pierce Charles is looking like our first choice keeper with everything that's going on because nothing's set in stone yet. But we have to keep looking and seeing what's about there. See if they can make the step up. I've just seen it in the past that Sunderland's great example. They used their academy keeper in the first team, gone on to do really good stuff. It's looking more likely that he may leave Sunderland and go to the other side of the city. But again, it shows you if you play them and they're good enough, then they can be in our squad and doing stuff. And I'd rather other keepers who are ready to go at a moment's notice than being like, oh, we've got academy keeper in. Is he going to drop a clangate? Is it going to be too much? I think both of these keepers can go on to do really good things. And hopefully that continues to be with Sheffield Wednesday Football Club.